Hello friends, myself Professor Amol Kalekar from Department of Computer Science, CMCS Yodhwal. In today's session of Database Management System, we are supposed to focus on the concept of components of database management system. In this session, we are supposed to focus on the three important components of DBMS, respectively the users of DBMS, then after facilities provided by DBMS and structure of DBMS. Now, within these three major categories, like in users of DBMS, we will see the four different types of database users, that is new users, online users, application programmers, and database administrator. In facilities provided by DBMS, we will see two basic types of facilities that are provided by DBMS, that is data definition language and second one is data manipulation language. And finally, we'll discuss about the structural components of the database management system, and within that we will see the variety of major components of DBMS which works in order to just perform the variety of operations of the users. So friends, let's start our discussion with the components of DBMS. The first point is the users of DBMS. Now, as far as the components of DBMS is concerned, a database system is a computer-based record-keeping system whose overall purpose is to record and maintain the data or the information that is relevant to the organization necessary for decision making. Means every organization just maintains the data respective to its daily operations, respective to its working, so that depending on the stored data or the information, the organization can take certain effective decisions for the better perspectives of the organization. Again, it is basically utilized by the large variety of users from online terminals via application programs written in the high-level programming languages like C, C++, Visual Basic, Java, and so on. Means whatever the data that has been stored within the database, the users can access that data by using the high level application program, again which has been written by the high level programming languages. Now the components of DBMS that we have said, that it is broadly classified into three major sections: users of DBMS, facilities provided by DBMS, and structure of DBMS. So the first one, that is the users of DBMS. Again, the simple definition is the person or the group of the persons or the group of person who are interacting with DBMS for the storage, retrieval and manipulation of the data. Then all such types of personalities will be called as users of DBMS. Broadly classified, the users of DBMS can be divided into four major types or categories, respectively new user, second one is online user, third one is application programmer, and finally database administrator. So as far as the first user, that is the new user is concerned, any person or a group of person who are not just interested in any internal activities of the database system, they are concerned with only the required portion from the entire database, then such a persons or a group of persons can be called as new users. Means being a new users, you are just concerned with the required data or your operations against the database system. You are not concerned with how those operations or the working has been performed for you by the system. Then such types of users are basically called as new users. To justify this, simply in our desktop or laptop, we store our data. Now, our task is or our aim is to store the files or the data in the disk drives. But internally, operating system or your computer system, how it actually stores that data, you are not concerned with that. And that's why such types of users, or we are said to be the new users. Means we are not concerned with how the system performs the task for us. We are concerned with only intended work, and that's why all the users who are interacting with the system are said to be the name users. Now the second one, that is the online users. Again, as the name suggests, online. Again, any person or a group of person who are just contacting or interacting with the system with the help of online terminals or the telecommunication links or the network, then such types of users are said to be the online users. Again, these users are generally communicating with the databases directly via an online terminal or indirectly via user interface and application programs. These users are generally aware of the presence of the database system, and that's why these users are sometimes called as the online users. Now, the third one, that is the application programmers. Again, as the name suggests, application programmer, the persons or the group of person who do have the responsibility to write an application program which give rise to the application, again, which can be in turn used by the new user for their operations, then such types of users are said to be the application programmer. Moral of the story is that the application programmer writes an application program. Depending on that, a particular application will be created or developed, and that particular application will be used by the new user for their operations. Again, for writing the application program, the application programmer will use the high-level programming languages that are supported by your system, like operating system or your database system. Some of the application programs or the high-level programming languages are like C, Fortran, COBOL, Java, Visual Basic, etc. Again, these application programs operate on the data to perform variety of operations such as retrieving the information from the database, creating new information in the database, then deleting or changing the existing information in the database. So these are the application programs that have been written by the application programmer. Now the fourth user is the database administrator. Generally, we are having the idea about this DBA because in the previous few sessions earlier we have just focused on this term, that is DBA, database administrator. Now we'll take just a revised session of it. DBA, again, the person or a group of person who do have the responsibility for managing and controlling the activities of the database are said to be database administrator. The DBA is a person who just controls all the working of the database users as well as your database systems. The main functions or the functionalities or the role played by this DBA includes, first one is the schema definition, then after defining the structure of storage in the database, then after schema and physical organization and its respective modification, again granting of authorization for the data access to the variety of users who are working against your database. This DBA can also regulate the part of the database which can be used by the variety of users. He is also responsible for the routine maintenance, which includes the activities like periodically taking the backup of the database to prevent the loss of the data. Then after ensuring and updating the disk space for the operations. Then after monitoring the jobs running against the database and ensuring the good performance of your system. So these are some of the roles and the responsibilities that has been played by this DBA, which is the person who manages and controls the activities of the database. So dear friends, these are some of the things as far as the four different users of database is concerned, respectively new user, application programmer, online user and database administrator. Now, the second component of DBMS is the facilities provided by DBMS. Two main facilities are provided by DBMS. First one is the data definition language, alternatively called as DDL, and the second one is data manipulation language, which is alternatively called as DML. So these are the two facilities that are provided by database management system. Now, first one, that is DDL, Data Definition Language. Generally, this DDL is used to define the various types of data in the database. Again, by using this DDL, you can just represent the relationship of that stored data within each other. It also defines the conceptual scheme, which includes the definition of the entity sets and their associated attributes, as well as the relationship that can exist among the entity sets. This DDL is also responsible for defining or imposing the integrity constraints on the variety of objects or tables. It can also specify the storage structure of each table on the disk. And finally, these definitions are stored in the compiled form called as data dictionary or the system catalog. Means whatever the changes that you have done against the consistent state of the database by using this first facility, that is DDL, are alternatively recorded as a history in the component of your database management system, which is called as data dictionary or system catalog. So this is all about the first facility, that is DDL, which is responsible for defining the structure of database object against the database. Now, the second one, that is data manipulation language, DML. It is a language that enables the users of DBMS to access or manipulate the data, that is the storage, retrieval or the manipulation of data as organized by the certain data model, which is called as data definition language. It can be of two basic types. First one is the procedural DML and second one is the non-procedural DML. First one, that is procedural DML. It describes what data is needed and how it can be obtained. For example, relational algebra. Means by using this procedural DML, you are just asking for the particular data and you are also suggesting the methods how it can be obtained. And the second one is the non-procedural DML. It describes what data is needed or required without specifying the methods of retrieving it. For example, relational calculus. So by using these two types of DML, you can access the data depending on your requirement. So this is the second facility provided by DBMS, that is DML. Now, the third component, that is the structure of DBMS. So, as far as the structure of DBMS is concerned, the structure of DBMS is divided into variety of subcomponents. The DBMS is structured and it interfaces with variety of users by using these components. The major components of the DBMS is as follows. First one is the DDL compiler, then after data manager, file manager, disk manager, query processor, data files, telecommunication systems or a network system, and finally data dictionary. So these are the subcomponents of the structure of DBMS by which your database management system is made. So we will focus these components one by one. Now the first one, that is DML. But before that, we will just see how these components are just molded with the structure of DBMS. Now you can see in this figure like this. You are having at the top the users of DBMS. We have represented three different types of users: new user, casual user, and DBA. Then after, each of them are connected with the DBMS or interacting with DBMS by using the communication link or the telecommunication system. Then after we are having the component like DDL compiler, query processor, then after compiled application program, then after we are having at the center a data manager, file manager, disk manager, and at the bottom or at the lowest level we are having the data files and data dictionary. So this is the basic architecture, or you can say the structure of the database management system, which can be represented with the help of figure which you can see on your screen. So we will focus the components in detail now. First component, that is the DDL compiler. Now this DDL compiler converts the data definition statements or the statements which are fired by DDL into the set of tables. These tables contains the metadata concerning the database. These tables are in the form that can be used by the other component of the DBMS. In general, we can say that whatever the queries that has been fired by using the DDL statement like create, alter, drop or truncate, all these queries fired by these statements are converted into the set of tables by using this DDL compiler. Now this second component, that is the data manager. Now as far as the structure of DBMS is concerned, this data manager plays an important role for just covering all the activities of the respective subcomponents of the system. And that's why this component is also called as the heart or the CPU of the structure of database management system. That's why to say about this data manager is the central software component of the database. It is, as I said, referred as CPU or the heart of the structure of DBMS. It is responsible for converting the operations in the user's query that are coming directly via the query processor or indirectly from the application program from the user logical view to the physical file system. So this is the most important work or the task of this data manager, that is the conversion of all the queries that are coming from the users from the conceptual view of the users to the physical file system of the database. Now it generally interfaces with the file system. The task of enforcing the constraints to maintain the consistency as well as the integrity, security are performed by this data manager. It is also responsible for taking the periodic backup and recovery of the system's operation. And that's why whenever the recovery manager is activated, it concerns with this data manager so that it can track which activities can be backed up by asking with the data manager. So these are the certain points that has to be kept in mind about this data manager. Now the next component, that is the file manager. Simply stated, it is responsible for structuring the files and managing the file space. It locates the required block that is containing the required record, again requesting this block from the disk manager and just transmitting the required record to the data manager. The file manager can be implemented using an interface to the existing file system that is provided by your operating system of the host computer. Means depending on the operating system of the host computer, the file system can locate or use the interface with the user's program. So these are the certain points as far as the file manager is concerned. Now the next component is the disk manager. As the name suggests, disk manager is the component of the system which is responsible for all the input and output operations. Means all kinds of disk read and disk write operations are controlled by this disk manager. This disk manager is the part of the operating system of the host computer. All the physical input and output operations are performed by this disk manager. It transfers the block or the page requested by the file manager so that latter need not be concerned with the physical characteristics of the underlying storage system. So these are some of the tasks that have been performed by this disk manager. But the most important thing is it is responsible for all kinds of disk read and disk write operations. Next component is the query processor. Now all kinds of users query are processed by this component which is called as query processor. This query processor is used to interpret the online user's query. It converts the user's query into efficient series of operations in the form which can be capable of being sent to data manager for its execution. The query processor generally uses the data dictionary to find out the structures of the relevant portion of the database which can be provided to the user as per their requirement. Query processor basically is having these following components, that is the DML compiler, DML pre-compiler, DML interpreter and query evaluation engine. So these are some of the subcomponents of the query processor. And finally, the next component is the telecommunication system. Online users basically use this telecommunication system for interacting with the database system. Online users of the computer system, whether at the remote level or at the remote site or at the local, communicate with it by sending and receiving the messages over the network or the communication line. The messages are always routed or transmitted via the independent software which is called as telecommunication system or the control system. Some of the telecommunication systems are CISC, IDMS, DC, Talkmaster and Intercom. Telecommunication system is not the part of the DBMS but it works with collaboration with your database system. Online way of communication with the database directly or indirectly via the user's interface or an application program. So by using this online means you can communicate with the with the database management system. Then after, the next component is the data files. Data files contains the actual data portion of your database. Means whatever the objects that have been stored in the database are converted into the tables and these are kept in the data files in your database. Final component is data dictionary. As the name suggests, all the operations that have been performed against the database are recorded as a log in this data dictionary. It generally stores the metadata about the structure of database, that is the schema of the database. Again, the information pertaining to the structure and the uses of data contained in the database in the form of metadata is maintained in the data dictionary. The data dictionary, which is itself a database of the documents of all the data that is stored in the database, means it generally keeps the history of the operations against the database. Now, the data dictionary stores the information concerning to the external, conceptual and internal levels of the databases. It also contains the source of each data field value, the frequency of its use and an audit trail which is concerning the operations like updates, including who and when each type of these updates has been performed. Means it is just maintaining all the details regarding the history of the operations against the database. So this is all about your data dictionary. So to summarize again the figure which we have seen earlier, you can see the operations can be done by using these components of the database management system, that is the users, facilities and the structure. Okay, so this is all about the structure of DBMS. Now we'll focus how the data is actually accessed in the system with the help of this figure. Now the user has sent the query. Now after sending the query, it will be provided to the data manager. Now the data manager will send that particular query to the file manager. Now depending on the query that has been sent to the file manager will request the specific block to the disk manager, and by performing certain disk read and write operation, the disk manager will access that particular block from the database. Depending on that, the blocks will be sent to the disk manager. Now, the requested blocks that has been asked by file manager will be transmitted by this disk manager to the file manager, and this file manager will just obtain the concern or the demanded record and will send the demanded record or the requested record to the data manager. In turn, the data manager will send this record to the users as the response. So these are the certain steps of the data access. Now you can see on your screen. So friends, I do think the component that I have discussed in our today's session of database management system, you might have understood that. So we'll conclude our session. Thank you.